Hey guys, welcome back. I've got some merch and CDs to show you, including this awesome Whitechapel long sleeve, but we'll get into that in a moment. Um, Three of these I've had since right before, like literally right before I made my album of the year list. Um, these are not in order completely. Um, First up, we got the band Resplendency. You might recognize this was on there. Awesome slam, brutal death metal, whatever you want to call them. Um, I don't know if I really have a favorite of theirs. If I did, it would probably be internal, uh, whatever that is, internal sociopathy. I don't even know. Here's their 2024 promo. This one it was Revenge Through Dismemberment. Great stuff there. I think this one was actually what came first. Um, the next three I will show the merch first because it actually arrived with some of this merch, or with some of the CDs. But this is Hated with Death Effects. Um, I just did a little video for this, but it is not going to be uploaded to this channel, and I'll explain why at the end. Uh, but I'm really excited for this. Um, Great heavy dose of brutal death, somewhat slam metal. The absolute brutal force on this. There's no holding back. So like I said, I actually got some merch in. I have some more merch on the way, so be on the lookout for that. But first, and I'll explain why. I got this Carnifex Reaper shirt. It was a tour shirt. All of this merch and the next three CDs actually came from Indie Merch Store. With all the tour dates. I've not seen Carnifex live yet, and this is actually the first Carnifex shirt I've owned. Um, Next up is actually the third Whitechapel shirt I've owned and actually wore the other day when it came in. You might have seen me post this on my personal page if you follow me on Instagram there. Um, so I'm gonna show these next three CDs because they came with those shirts. First up, we got Peeling Flesh 3-year peeling spree. This is everything that they've done up to now. 33 tracks. I love Peeling Flesh. You guys should know Peeling Flesh. If you don't, you're missing out. Next up is Crown Magnetar's newest release. I absolutely would have gone to see them touring for this because there was some cool merch that I ended up missing out, but I do have a shirt from them and the two CDs from when I saw them on Chaos and Carnage in 2023. Next up, I got this because I've actually seen one of these bands live. This is the Poetic Edda split with Disembodied Tyrant and Synesthesia, or however you say. It's 4 tracks. Each band is on each track, and I saw Disembodied Tyrant last year with Signs of the Swarm and Chelsea Grin. Now, like I said, I have this cool Whitechapel long sleeve for A Visceral Wretch, but I also have the um, t-shirt variant. Um, as some of you know, I recently picked up the new Despised Icon, and that was so good that it just landed right on the top of my, or it landed on my end of the year list, not the top of it, but it landed in there. Obviously, had I spent more time with it, it probably would have been higher. It reminded me of why I loved deathcore in the first place. Am I like the biggest fan of it now? Not as much. But it kind of made me go back to those days of high school. This is actually like shirt number 5. Technically, this and t-shirt are like 4 and 5, depending on which one you want to count as 4 and which one you want to count as 5. For my Whitechapel shirt collection, and it is probably not going to go down. It's kind of like Cattle Decaf, where I'm probably actually going to just continue buying more merch from them because they make some badass merch, and especially for their newest album, which has been on repeat pretty much all week. And now this last CD just came in. I haven't spent time with it, but I do know it's like a brutal death metal band. This is, I'm sorry if I butcher this, Tithe with Communion in Anguish. Some sick art. I heard a little bit of this and I was like, oh, I should get that before my end of the year list. It didn't come until like literally today, so that's why it's here now. So like I said earlier, I filmed something that is actually for a collab. My good friend Lonnie, or Classy Metal here on YouTube, is asking people if they want to do collabs for his album of the year list, and I decided I would love to, as I wanted to do a collab, and I've never really done stuff like that before. It is my first time, so it probably sucked. Sorry, Lonnie. But it was an absolute pleasure being able to share my thoughts on an album that absolutely would have made my list had I spent a little bit more time with it. I'm not going to say which album, but just know it is a great 2025 release. It is a pretty quick one. I may have even gone over it in this video. You'll just have to wait and see. I absolutely am grateful to have friends like Lonnie here on YouTube who will give support to both small new channels and older, more experienced channels, and will absolutely give them the opportunity to help them grow like this. That said, thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And as always, shine on.